Hello. Now this is my camera bag. So this video is going to be a what's in my camera bag. Basically my camera gear has substantially expanded ever since I got my camera, and I'm just going to go through everything that is in this bag and everything that I use for making these videos and for just photography when I like to go take photos. So starting with the bag, this is a Lowepro Tahoe BP 150. I think the 150 means it's 15 liters. It's not a big bag, as you can see. It's not particularly huge, so I am gonna need a bigger one when I get pretty much any more stuff. There's not a whole lot of room left in this, but camera bags are expensive. Now, as you can see on the side, I have, this is a Joby Gorillapod 3K version, so it can hold up to 3 kilos, which should be fine for any cameras that I would want to put on it. So this is more just for vlogging and to have like whenever I'm out with my bag. At least I have a tripod with me, because the one that I'm using now, way too big to carry around all the time. So this is a good little just carry it around, and also I can put the camera on it and hold it out for vlogging sort of situations. Now, very new addition over here, as you can see, this is the Peak Design Capture camera clip. Now this only came yesterday, and it's a really cool idea. It's just basically a little tripod mount. So it comes with this plate that will slide into it, and this goes on the bottom of the camera just like any other tripod mount or any other mount. And it slides into this little receiver sort of thing here. And that'll hold your camera on your backpack strap or any other strap on a bag or your belt or wherever you want to have it. So I'm gonna just sort of leave it on this bag. So then whenever I'm out walking, taking photos, like if I'm doing the POV videos, or if I'm ever just going for a walk taking photos, I can just chuck the camera on my chest and just carry it like that, and I don't have to hold it in my hand. So that is a very welcome addition. And now let's open the bag up. Now this bag has 3 pockets. Also on the sides here where I kept the Gorillapod, the other side usually I just put a water bottle in. In the first of the 3 pockets on the front, it's just a small pocket here. I don't keep much in it. It's just the spare body cap for my camera and the spare rear cap for the lens that is currently on the camera. Now I just swapped the rear cap between my 2 lenses, you know, which one of them's always on the camera and the other one's not. So I have this spare one, but if I ever wanted to just pack just the body by itself, and then I can just put this on the body, this on the lens, and it's fine. So I just have them there for easy access if I ever need them. Now in the middle pocket here, not huge, but there is some room. I have a USB-C to C cable. I have the Allen key that came with the capture clip, and I have a few other just sort of random accessories in here. I got a pen. I've got a spare little like these like screw things for action camera mounts. So that's just sort of there in case I need another one for the GoPro. I have my USB SD and micro SD card reader. This is very helpful because the SD card reader on my laptop is very slow, and obviously my desktop doesn't have one, so I use this all the time. I have this is really sort of the only spare memory card I have in this little case thing. This is actually the micro SD card that came with my GoPro, but I bought a bigger one to go with the GoPro, so this is just sort of spare. I also have this old like 4GB one that's like very slow, so you could only take, you know, maybe 100 photos, if that. Definitely would not be able to do video on it very well, but it's there. I have it, and just because I just happen to have it. So they go in this little front pocket in here. Also in here I just have a little notebook, and I have a little Bluetooth trigger that you can connect to your phone. It actually came with my other tripod that I got for my streaming setup. You can just connect your phone to this and you can like Bluetooth trigger it. So if you want to set it up on a tripod, you can press record or take photos from a distance. So that's just sort of there. It doesn't take up any real space, so I just sort of leave it in there. Now for the main compartment of the bag. Now one thing that would be better is if it was back access, not front access. So you have to lay it down on the ground like this and then open the top up. What would be better is if you lay it down like this and open the back up, but know, it's a pretty cheap bag. This is only like $70, and for a camera bag, that's very cheap. So if we open up, first of all, you can see right here is a little like, it's got a little picture of an SD card. It's meant to be a little spot for an SD card. I actually keep a coin in there. I keep a 10-cent coin because on the Gorillapod, it doesn't have a toolless screw. Neither does the capture clip, but it came with a Allen key, so that's fine. But because this doesn't have a toolless one, just if you want to get it proper tight, you got to put like either a screwdriver or a coin in there. So I just keep the coin in there so it's easy access whenever I need to tighten this properly. And now onto the rest of the bag. This is what it'll look like when you open it up. We have this little non-removable zipper part, which is kind of annoying. I wish I could take this out, but it is like sewn in here. You can flip this up so it takes up more space, but then doesn't have a wall down the side, so I don't really get the point of that. Either way, it's there. Literally, this compartment I just use for cables. I have all my cables in here, except for that one USB-C to C cable, just because it's a bit bigger than all the others. But in here, I have just a lot of cables. I actually have a lot of USB-C to A cables. Probably more than I need, because these two are for the GoPro and the GoPro charger. They're the same cable. Same thing with these two cables. These are for the wireless Go 2 wireless microphone that I have, because there's one for the transmitter, one for the receiver, so I keep both in here because if I ever need to use both at the same time, or plug them both in at the same time, then that's there. This is the annoying USB-A to micro USB cable that came with the camera, because this camera does not have USB-C. Not ideal, but you know, what are you gonna do? And then I just have like a longer USB-A to C cable. And lastly in here, we have the dummy battery for my camera. Now what a dummy battery is it plugs in just like a regular battery, but as you can see, it doesn't actually have anything in it. It just has a cord coming out of it, which means you can have indefinite runtime. So this could either plug into like a larger battery or into just mains power, like I have mine plugged into, so then when I'm streaming, I never have to worry about batteries at all. I just plug it in and it stays on. And because this camera is pretty good with long use, there's no issues with overheating or anything like that. So dummy battery I use for streaming. That's everything that I have in that front pocket. Now as we move down, we'll go for the more basic stuff. In this pocket here, we have the charger for my batteries. Usually I keep one in the charger itself, just because it's an easy way to store it. And then either I'll have one in the camera, or if I have the dummy battery and it's set up at my streaming setup, I'll just put the other one in this right next to the charger right there. It fits perfectly. In this next one, a few more power things. We just have the cord for that charger, which, you know, that's pretty boring. Also just have a USB to mains power adapter. Lastly, in this compartment, I have just this little like mount that came with my GoPro. The mount itself is way better than the ones that I have that came with my old action camera. However, this is just like a sticky one that I'm probably not really going to use, but the mount itself is much better, so I might use them, we'll see. In the next compartment down here, I have my GoPro. So this is the Gopro Hero 10, which I just got and used in the last video, so go check that out. And there'll be a video coming on this soon, and I'll be using that in the next couple of videos as well, as I'm going to New Zealand, going snowboarding, gonna be using this for that, and as well as photography stuff. So GoPro Hero 10. In there I also keep the dual charger that I have for the GoPro batteries. This can charge two batteries simultaneously. The white one is an Enduro battery and the blue one is just the standard GoPro battery that came in the camera. And then I have another Enduro in the GoPro itself. So 3 batteries total, 2 are the Enduro ones, so hopefully I can get a decent amount of recording time. Now moving around to the bottom here, this compartment I use for my spare lens. Now I've mentioned before, I have 2 lenses for this camera. I have the 25mm 1.7 that is currently on the camera, and then I have this 12-60, which this is just the kit lens that comes with the G85, and yeah, I just keep whichever one I'm not using in there, and I use them both very regularly. This one I use for streaming and a lot of my videos. This one I use for some videos and a lot of photography, just because it's a bit more versatile with the zoom range. In the last compartment here, I have a few things. This is basically my little audio compartment. I have my wireless Go 2 wireless microphone. So in the pouch, I did a video on this, so go check that out if you haven't already. We got the 3.5mm to 3.5mm TRS cable, as well as the receiver and the transmitter for that microphone. done a video on that, go watch it. Now, as I said, it's my little audio compartment, so I of course also have my shotgun microphone, the Rode video mic go to, not the wireless go to, the video mic go to, so that goes in there as well, which so anytime that I'm like vlogging, this will go on top of the camera. Or most of the time if I'm doing videos like this, I'll have this on top of the camera for scratch audio to sync with my shotgun mic that I have up here. But right now I thought it'd be best to keep as much as I can in the bag to actually show you. Unfortunately I can't keep the camera in there because I'm filming on it, but you know, what are you gonna do? And then I just have a couple other little accessories in here. I just have like a little mini tripod with a action camera mount on here, so I can put the GoPro on this little tripod if I need to just set it down. And also because this little black mount here will screw onto any 1/4" threaded tripod mount, I can put it on the Gorillapod, I can put it on this tripod, whatever. So that's just handy to have, you know, an extra one of them. And then the last thing I do have is a little phone mount. Same thing, it's got those 1/4" threaded holes on both the bottom and the back. So if I need to use my phone on a tripod, I've got that. I did use my phone on the Gorillapod in the latest street photography video where I walked around South Brisbane. This actually came in clutch then. And then of course, the big empty spot here that would fit perfectly a camera is empty because I've got the camera that I'm filming with. But that would go right in here. As you could pretty well figure out which way it's gonna sit. And now there is a little bit extra room because it's like the camera isn't quite this wide, so there is a bit of room sort of here and off to the side here a little bit. I don't really have anything at the moment that needs to go in there, but I feel like the next big things that I would get, I would just need a bigger bag for anyway. Like when I do get my next camera, I'm gonna get either more or bigger or both lenses. So, and the camera itself is bigger, so it'll help to have, you know, just more space. So that is what is in my camera bag. I hope you found it interesting, or I don't know, gave you ideas of how to sort your camera bag. I don't know. But if you're watching this video soon after it came out, I'm probably still in New Zealand, and I'll be filming a fair bit while I'm over there. I'll be doing a bit of photography, a bit of vlogs, maybe even do a snowboarding video as a whole. I'll do a video about the GoPro as well. Bunch of new videos coming very soon. That'll be all for this one. Videos about the microphones that I talked about will be right here, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.